What is going on, my friends? For today's watch review, we're taking a look at a not too popular watch brand. This one's called OceanX, and this specific model is the Sharkmaster GMT. I can't remember the exact model number, which of course I will have in the title and description. But this watch has been just the most pleasant of surprises because, like I said, it's not really a well-known watch, so I didn't really know what I was getting into, and all I can say is that it has been awesome and I have no regrets getting this one. But without further ado, let's get right into the review. Starting off with price, you can reasonably find this watch online for around $300. It's going to hover in the ballpark of that price. You can find it for cheaper or more expensive, but that's what I've seen on eBay and on other retail sites. For the dimensions and weights, case diameter comes in at 41 millimeters, case thickness is 12.7, lug to lug of 46.6 millimeters, lug width of 21 millimeters, and an overall case weight of 170 grams. Now going over some general information, this watch is going to come with the Ronda 50524H quartz movement, so that's going to give you that 24-hour GMT hand, a date complication, and this is also going to be fairly rugged because it is rated for the NIHS 91-10 accidental shock test. Accuracy is going to average around -10 plus 20 seconds per month, so excellent. And you're getting all the bells and whistles of a GMT / dive watch, so a bi-directional friction bezel, sapphire crystal, screw down crown, and then a screw down case back. And then all of this is going to give you a water resistance of 200 meters. Taking a quick look at that Lumeshot, it's there, it's not ideal, and it's not the best I've seen, but I've got no complaints. It functions, it's just not going to be as good as Super Luminova. I wish I knew exactly which lume they were using, but they don't describe it on any of their websites, so yeah, that's all I gotta say for that. It's okay. For the dial, I really like what they did here. It's a little bit complex, but it still looks very purpose-built. Not too busy, but also not plain, and it's also not a one-for-one copy of a Rolex. So I do appreciate that they kept the design uniquely specific to OceanX. It also has a little bit of a futuristic modern feel to it, so while you have the classic submariner style, you've also got a more futuristic style dial, and I think that's just a great combination. The crystal also has AR coating, so you've got that great look to it where, you know, obviously there's going to be some reflections, but overall, for the most part, you're going to have a very clear view of the time. For the bezel, it's fantastic. If you know me, you know that this is my ideal bezel insert style where it's all steel, but even outside of just the aesthetics, the functionality is great. The scalloped edge is always perfect for a very solid gripping area, and so there's no issues turning it, and it's just overall a very smooth process. Now moving on to that crown, you do have a signed crown with the OceanX logo on it, and it is a screw-down crown, which is always a plus, and it's easy to operate. It pops out with a very satisfying pop, and then easy to use and easy to screw back in. And now moving to the case back. So here we've got a very smart and professional looking case back. I really like what they did here. You know, you've got just a touch of design, but really overall it's that classic just brushed steel look. Very simple and very clean. And again, I just really like what they did here. It looks sharp. For the bracelet, this is just a fantastically well made bracelet. The finishing is fantastic. It's soft along all the edges, but it doesn't look cheap. Everything is solid. You've also got a milled steel clasp here. I think the one negative is that there are no push buttons here, so it's just a regular hook latch, but I mean, it still functions, and that's just a very nitpicky thing that I prefer. But other than that, this is a fantastic bracelet, and I really think you can't get much better than this. And I'd also like to mention that the adjustment system is through screw pins, so I know a lot of you are going to prefer that. And for case finishing, it's fantastic. It's got that brushed steel look that is perfect for that tool watch style. It's one that you don't have to worry about you know, scratching up too much, it can definitely handle it. You do have a high mirror polish on the side, but that's typical with this style of watch, and I think it does provide just that hint of visual play in the light. You know, as long as the rest of it is brushed steel, then I think this high polish finish is an added benefit. But other than that, I think it's great. I really like what they did here. Yeah, like I said before, this thing just screams tool watch, and the fact that it's got the NIHS 9110 certification means that it looks the part and it can also act the part. And now going over my overall thoughts, you know, this has just been a 10 out of 10 winner. You know, I'm not going to say that it's a perfect watch, but for what it is and at the price that you can get it, it's fantastic. At hovering around $300, it's exactly what I would expect a $300 watch to look and feel like. And although I'm not a fan of quartz watches or quartz movements, there is value in a quartz movement. Obviously, it's going to be way more reliable than an automatic movement, and you know, like I said, there's value in that. And for those of you who just want a watch that you can pick up and go and not have to set and just set it and forget it, then this is a great option for you. The only two negatives that I can think of, which are very nitpicky, are the subpar lume and then the lack of any kind of push button on the clasp. But again, like I said, nitpicky. Everything else is fantastic, and I highly recommend this watch. Considering that this was a completely blind purchase and I had no idea what I was getting myself into, I gotta tell you, I am extremely pleased with it, and for 2022 this has probably been the most surprising purchase so far. So anyways, with that being said, that about wraps up my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you guys on the next episode. But before you go, please subscribe and join my various other social media channels or groups. They're all in the description below. Again, you don't have to, but you are all more than welcome to. And again, I will catch you guys on the next episode, and have a great week. Bye.